Hey guys, welcome back to K&S Get Out. It's a nice, muggy, semi-cloudy, sunny day, and the crying goats are just a-crying. So we're gonna go down here and take care of them. And of course, we're gonna go up and see the birds. Give you a little update on how big they're getting, how they're doing. They're a lot of fun. We also have something we need to talk to you guys about. It's been weighing very heavily on us and kind of changing some things for us, but we'll get more into that later, so stick around. We're gonna feed these guys so maybe they'll stop crying and then we can talk to you. Herc, what you doing, bud? Yeah, you got your bone? Yeah, look at you, big handsome. Look at you, big handsome. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hi, buddy. Thanks for keeping everybody safe. Blue, how are you? Miss Mama? Of course, King Spruce. And the hungry boys. Hi, buddy. Ouija, how's it going? Herc just kind of walks around and snorts at everybody like, they're here, they're coming in, here they come. I know it. Get it, Spruces.
Did you see the marks on my leg?
Oh, yep. So for the last couple days, we have still maintained bringing him out to feed outside of the pen. He does great. We can be in here, and then when he's done, a lot of times he just goes and kind of grazes over there and until Shannon says, what do you say to get him to come back?
Well, I can't say it right now.
Yeah, you can. They want to hear it.
Come on, Spruce!
Spruce! Sprucers! We have to speak his language to get him to pay attention. But he responds to Shannon much better than me.
He does respond to me better.
All right, well, the big eaters here are getting pretty impatient. So if you want to grab Mario's food, we can get him over in his pen, and then we'll get the others and let them feed from inside the goat shelter in peace.
Okay.
As long as Sheriff Herc stays calm, we'll keep you out of your leash and collar. You can hang with me. We'll get you fed too, okay, buddy? All right, mister.
What you doing, mister? You just couldn't wait your turn, could ya? That's okay. We'll give you some special treatment today. How about that? Yeah. You can keep eating. I'll fill up the scoops. Okay, look, I've got yours. Come on. Come on, Spruce. Get your head out of there. Yeah, there you go. Back up. Back your little feet up. Okay. Come on, Sprucers. Good boy.
Was somebody eating from the directly from the feed bucket?
Oh, he was standing up just eating out of the bucket. It was
he knows
super
what
cute.
he's doing, man. Well, we got Mario isolated over there, so these three goats are all ready. Hi, baby. And Mr. Herc, I believe, is over there thinking about where to bury his bone. Yeah, you want to get some? Okay, come on, let's get it in the feeder.
You're gonna make everybody mad letting her do that.
I know. Well, this guy's the only one with the terrible attitude. Hey. Blue, you eat from some of the funniest positions.
It cracks me up. She always stands just like that to eat.
Well, she'll do the same when she's coming over here to eat out of this one. She crawls through the hay feeder and just pops her head out and stretches way out like, I'm sneaky, you don't see me.
She's like, my neck is long. It's okay.
So we did get a little bit of rain last night, which of course means that they spend most all of the night in the shelter, and they did. And guys, Shannon cleans this thing out like every day. literally every day. And sometimes I'm like,
twice a day.
yeah, sometimes I'm like, babe, that's what they do. They'll be fine. We can get it tomorrow. But she likes to keep it clean, and I appreciate that. And a lot of that I think helps with the fly control, which we've lost all control, but you know, we're doing what we can.
We're trying to find things that work.
But man, one night, that is one night's work right there. How do they produce? Are we feeding them too much? I don't even know.
I don't even know, but
I mean,
that's a lot of poo.
that is a lot. And that, again, one night, 4.5 goats. That's right.
And Spruce doesn't even count because he doesn't even sleep in here.
No, he'll come in here and eat the hay and whatnot, but he does not go to the bathroom as much.
Is that good stuff? Yeah.
Hey, Herc's tattling on himself. Look at his nose. Where's your bone, buddy? Where's your bone? What's this dirt on your nose? Did you find a place to hide it? That's my boy. That's my big boy. I know it.
Mama's always the one that goes back and forth between the two feeders.
Blue, look right here, babe. You got some more. You got some more right there. All right, well, while everybody else is eating and stuffing their bellies so that we got some calmer goats, let's go check on the birds and see how they're doing. Hey, turkeys. My goodness, look at all them feathers. Yeah, show them off. Show them off. I started talking and he puffs up real big, like, oh, you got something to say up there, mister, with the camera? Look how big they're getting.
They're getting big. Even this new one.
Yeah, that's bronze right there.
I wonder if I can hold it.
I would love to see you do that.
Well, his feathers are getting really pretty. I kind of want to see them.
Oh, turkey's talking. So we've been a little hesitant. A lot of comments came in when we got the birds about, you guys know how we are with our goats and dogs. Like, we would cuddle these guys and let them sleep in our bed and all of that crazy stuff. However, we need these guys to work for us now more than ever. We'll talk more about that later. However, I don't know if it's best if we handle these guys real closely or if maybe we kind of keep a better human to animal relationship.
Kyle keeps telling me not to pick him up.
I just don't know. Maybe we should. I'm not sure. So let us know down below. I don't know. We need them to work.
I talk to him. I'm like, hey, Turks. Hey, guineas. I want you to know my voice.
Oh, I do too.
Get used to it.
But then this guy does. Ooh, this guy does that right there, man. He gets all puffed up and says, hey.
What do you think?
Look. They're making themselves so big. Oh, little bronze turkey. They're showing Bronze how much bigger they are than him right now. Give him a few more days, okay? You've been in here a little while.
Well, they didn't like him whenever we first put him in here.
Yeah, it took him a little bit. Oh, man. Did I tell you the other day, I think that little guy right back there, the white and brown one, Big Turk's taking a nap over here. He's got about, I don't know, 4 or 5 of the guineas kind of cuddled around him. That little guinea apparently got a little too close to one of the Turk's face. He hauled off and pecked him right between the eyes. And I saw that guinea flip over straight on his back legs, straight up in the air. I was like, I just witnessed a murder. And I don't know if these guineas know how to play dead or what, but about 7 seconds later, he pops right back up, goes over there, and gave the turkey the what for look. And Turk's like, don't mess with me. So they've got an interesting relationship, but they do get along well. Everybody cuddles, and look at this guy showing off. Look at all those feathers. You got some tail feathers coming in.
The guineas are even getting some feathers.
They are.
These back here.
Yeah, those right there with the black stripes on their head. There's one there, and the other one is back there. Those are the original 3, so they've been in here the longest, and look at those feathers coming in. They're starting to get a little more vocal, but it's still definitely the turkeys talking the most.
They were both puffed up.
I gotta clean this.
Look.
Are you puffing up at me and the camera, or are you puffing up at your bird friends? Or are you just showing off for everybody? Either way, guys, we are loving our birds. We're loving this journey. I'm so excited to get them out there to where they can work and enjoy life and eat ticks. My goodness, we need some help. All right, well, we're going to go see your mammal friends, okay? Can you guys just keep chirping along and scratching and pecking and cuddling and do what you do.
I think they got it.
What do you think, Big Turk? Well, that's medium turk. Yeah, get big. Get big, Big Turk. There it is. Yeah, Show it to us. You're handsome. Or pretty, whatever you are. I'm excited. Super excited.
Mario, you may be done, but everybody else isn't.
And
Yep.
this is exactly why you are isolated. So the new feeding arrangement has been very successful. And because of what we're going to talk to you about here in just a little bit, Shannon has had to come down and feed a couple of times on her own, which I hate doing. In fact, she might have a little bruise to show for a little altercation that took place by her, and she was just a victim.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time. But she's tough. She's tough.
That's enough about me.
Well, speaking about you, today's your birthday. Well, we're just going to leave that out?
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
thank you.
Again, the celebration damper. We'll talk about it. But we're going to make sure Shannon gets her much deserved birthday celebration, whether it's on her actual birthday or here in the coming days. So everybody tell Shannon happy birthday, and thanks for putting up with Kyle for 10 years, because we also just celebrated our 10-year anniversary.
We did.
Happy birthday, Shannon.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Happy birthday, Mom. From all of us. Oh, Blue. All right, so yeah, the new feeding situation, working out great. King Spruce.
Still takes his time.
Still takes his time. And, you know, just, he's a great goat, man. You can leave him out, and he's just, I love that guy.
I do
love
too.
it. All the rest of you are pretty good too. You're just, you know, some of you come from other farms and take a little different attention, don't you? But that little guy thinks that we hung the moon, so we let him think it. Not a problem. All right, did you guys finish off your food? Can we get Mario back out? Yeah? Oh, good job. Mario,
He went back for the watered down
so
part.
food oriented. He's like, man, I really don't like to eat feed out of water, but it's there.
There was like a very little amount of water in the
Oh,
corner.
yeah.
Very little.
I think I drool more than that in my sleep. Did I just say that? All right, buddy. So I think what Shannon and I, babe, you tell me if I misunderstood. I think what we've decided is we love having this extra pen over here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even now, you know, with Spruce being out with them, and you know, we spied them last night while it was raining and whatnot. Spruce loves to hang out on the bottom of this spool, even if one of these knuckleheads is up top, and the rest of them will lay inside. Even Mr. Herc slid in between the front of the shelter and the little flooring in there last night, just cuddled up, and it's adorable. So they're doing great, but it helps us tremendously to have this additional pen over here, the additional shelter in case it gets rainy and one of them wants to go over there and have a little time to themselves.
Honey, I'm touching you. You don't have to keep touching me. Yeah, see?
He said,
You don't have
you
to
said
do that.
touch me. Hey,
Hi. Hi. Yeah, I know. Keep those feet to yourself, okay? You gotta keep those feet to yourself.
Mario.
I know. I know.
He says, this is what Herc does to you.
I know it is.
This is what Spruce does to you.
I know, but your feet are much bigger and harder.
Okay, scratch my butt. Oh,
Is that a good spot or what?
that'll do it. Oh, I'll get my side while you get my butt. Oh, okay.
Does this make you happy? Is this all you were
Yeah.
asking for?
Oh, waggy, waggy, waggy. Oh, little Miss Blue came over and touched my hand.
Okay. Can I give some love to somebody else now? Can I give some love to Blue?
She came over and nudged my hand and was like, hey, here, I got a hiney too. You want to scratch it? I'll get your head while she gets your back end. You are so funny, little lady. Yeah, you're so funny.
I would say our animals get some of the most love out of any animals probably ever.
Yeah, we may pay for it by how much time we have to invest daily to make sure they feel loved, but it's worth every second of it.
I just
And-
love that she loves attention now.
If you're having a bad day, you come down here, they don't care. They don't know. So they will kind of help force you out of it and say, hey, just feed us, love us, we'll love you, and your day will be better. Most of the time, they're exactly right. What do you think, Blue?
When you take a horn from Mario to the leg, that's not exactly how it goes. But most of the time,
That's true.
come down and love on him and it's all good.
Yeah, I've got a whole slew of bruises and things from him, but some of them are probably partially my fault too. What do you think, Mr. Herrick? You're doing a good job, buddy. Everybody's safe and healthy, and we saw you patrolling last night like you always do. It's a good LGD right here. He's a good boy.
You have so much dirt on your nose, dude.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you bury it in a good spot?
Well, bury
I'm
what?
sure it was.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking
I
about.
don't know what you're talking about.
I bet you got it in a pretty good spot.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'll never go looking for it or find it.
Well, that's good, because I don't think you could.
You're a good boy.
Thank you. I hold you. This where Mario gets it, Mom. I was talking to Shannon about this last night when we were in the camper. We were loving on little Princess Nala and giving her daily scratches that she gets 40 times a day. And she always reaches out and holds us as we pet her and love her. Well, this guy does the same. And of course you saw Mr. Mario does the same. Ouija will come up and do it.
You're silly.
So I don't know, maybe we touch our animals more than anybody else does, but our animals quickly learn that they want to touch us back in the same fashion that we touch them. And it's just their way of saying, hey, I love you, love me, scratch my ears, scratch my belly, don't touch my bone.
You know what, mister? We have another bone for you up there. We should have brought it down for you.
Oh, didn't you? Okay, probably go get it.
You probably should, huh? No.
Buddy.
Keep your feet to yourself. You keep your feet to yourself, okay?
Hey, watch him, make sure he's nice, okay? I'm gonna go get you a special treat. I'll be right back. He just drooled.
Come on. Come on. That's a good boy. Come on. You come back in with us? No. I'll just eat this food.
Eat more. So I've mentioned this company before. This is not sponsored. These are what we find, honestly, at Atwood's. I think Tractor Supply carries them. This is like E3 Ranch Company, and basically these bones, as far as I understand, are byproducts of them butchering or processing folks' steers and cows. So this is really cool that they try to not let any of it go to waste, and Herc loves these things. He'll carry them around for days until he finally finds a hole that he digs for them. So these are just really nice special treats that we like to give him every so often, and I think he's ready for this one. You want this one, buddy? Hey, look how kind he is.
He's so kind taking it.
He does this with just about every treat I give him. It gets inspected before it gets eaten. That's yours, buddy. That's yours, big guy. Do you want this? He says, I will, but I need you to look away because I might need to bury it or something. This is what I'm talking about as far as treat driven. If this were Nala, this thing wouldn't leave her mouth, and if you were 5 feet from her, she would growl at you like you were about to be murdered.
She would be growling for sure.
But he's totally different. He does love it, and he'll take it and work on it and all that stuff, but he's just not a treat-driven dog, and it's fascinating. I've never witnessed this myself in person.
Do you see what's happening around me?
What you got to admire down here?
I've got all the paw prints. I'm sure that's poop all over my pants.
I'm sure it is too.
I've got this guy wanting
Yeah.
attention.
What's up,
This
Mom?
guy jumping on me.
Yeah, what about it? I'm King Spruce.
Yep.
Like this?
See?
Now what you talking about?
You guys
Love
are
me.
silly.
Love me.
Silly, silly.
Those two are striking up an interesting relationship. I mean, they act like brothers. And Ouija will give him the little whack every once in a while, but Spruce stands right back up to him, and then sometimes Herc gets involved, and Luigi's gonna have a lesson to learn whenever Spruce is a full-size goat, that is for sure.
I bet they'll just end up being buddies, though.
Oh, I agree. After a good payback hit or two from Spruce. It's much deserved, I hate
Yeah.
to say it, but it really is.
Yeah.
He hates when I record him doing this because he does not want everybody in the world to know where his bone's gonna go. But he could walk around like this for a while, find its home. He might bury it, he might not. He will work all of the little meat, the pieces that are still on it. He'll work all that off and enjoy it, but he likes to know where it's gonna go when he's done. I see you, buddy. That's not a good spot. Keep going. The goats are out there in Goatville. I love it. It has been successful. If you guys remember, we started grazing them up the hill, and we still try to do that at least once a day. Kind of depends on the weather and depends on what we've got going on. But you know, we'll get them out there for 45 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes 2 hours, and it's really good for them. That way we know they're getting the supplements and minerals and things they need from natural growth, but it also gives Goatville a break and allows it to kind of regrow some stuff so that, you know, if we're not here or it's not feeding time, they got stuff they can go down there and snack on, which there's no shortage of it. They're just spoiled goats that think we have to be down here to feed them every time. But you give them long enough, they'll be down there eating. Herc will be up on the Herc hut watching them, and they do their goat things. What do you think, little buddy? What do you think, little buddy? How are you? Yeah, I know it. How are these horns doing? Goodness gracious, they're getting so big. You know, your horns kind of remind me of something that I hate to admit, because I'm not going to compare you to it, but let's just say that your Uncle Chad calls your dad Brucifer. And your little horns just kind of look, you know, they just kind of look. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing, silly boy? Oh, I love this guy. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, we all love you, buddy. The mischief and all. I love the personality you're taking on. Very dominant personality, huh? I command everybody's respect, and if I don't get it, I tattle to my Hercules. Well, we know. And that's okay, but you're going to be bit. Look at these silly waddles. I don't even know what to think of these things, man. I have jokes for days. They're funny in my head. They might not be appropriate. I don't know. But those things on his neck, they look like they're in the wrong place. Are you curious what she's doing in that shelter? She's cleaning up your big brothers and sisters' messes. What's going on over there, Herkimer? He says, nothing, don't look over here. I didn't bury nothing. There's nothing over here. Don't tell the goats. It's incredible to me how fast he can dig things up with his paws, but when it comes time to cover it up, all he's got is that big shovel of a nose. And he still gets it done.
I don't even know where to put my hands because I have so much mud and poo on me.
Just embrace it. You know that stuff is all over us. Well, guys, we had talked about not talking to you about this yet, but I can't put on a front. And as you know, Shannon and I strive to live very positive, joy-filled lives. And a big part of what we do on this channel is try to share that with you and let you guys experience that and encourage anyone else who's looking at this lifestyle to just go ahead and embrace it and find that same bit of joy. But with this lifestyle comes challenges. And I know a lot of you are not going to be surprised when I say this, but we think that I may have contracted a food allergy, potentially, or some kind of tick-borne disease or illness, if you will. I woke up, I think it was Wednesday, today's Saturday. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't know. It's all
our days are running together.
All been strung together, but I woke up at I don't know what time in the morning, maybe 3 or 4, shivering. I mean, uncontrollably, with no preface. I went to bed feeling as normal as ever, and it was so bad, I had a fever, in essence. I didn't know it at the time. Hey, bud, can we?
You can have my spot, that's fine. But you can't, like, get in my face.
Hey, buddy.
Come on.
I know, you're telling her thank you, huh?
I know.
Okay, full disclaimer before I get into all the details, we do not have an official diagnosis yet. We've done the blood work, it's sent off, I've talked to the doctor, but now it's that waiting game to get the results back to know. However, that fever that I woke up with early that morning, it was debilitating, and it took close to 5 hours to break it. And by the time it was broken, well, I was exhausted, and I was sore and stiff and fatigued and all that stuff. Well, if you go look at our last video, I literally had just broken the fever, took a shower and got ready, and just tried to put it in the back of my mind and shoot that video. And it was very difficult, because you could imagine what's running through my head, because I'm like, I had no preface to this, and I had no other symptoms just besides
a fever,
fatigue and a fever, and soreness, achiness, the stuff that comes with a fever. Long story short, those fevers persisted. I was averaging 2 to 3 of them a day, anywhere from 2.5 hours long up to 6 hours long, anywhere from 100 degrees to a little over 102.5. And I don't do that. That's not a common thing. So of course I kind of started freaking out a little bit and called the doctor and jumped on my good old Google, did all the research, and as you guys know, there are a lot of ticks. There's a big uptick in tick population in the area, and with that is that alpha-gal red meat allergy, tick-borne disease. It's technically just an allergy, and so far that's the one I've researched the most because it's most in line with what we're experiencing. But it is a very, very life-changing allergy, and I've struggled with it emotionally and physically, but Shannon has done an awesome job. I mean, I cannot tell you, if it wasn't for her, I would have lost my sanity already. She started researching things I could eat, if that's it, because every time I would eat, it never failed. Between 4 and 5 hours later, boom, big fever would come in. And without doing enough research about every little thing on those food labels, I was unintentionally eating things that still contained mammal-based extracts, more or less. And it's a very complicated game to play. Something we're not used to. I have to admit, I'm not a big, I don't know anything about vegan. I really don't. I don't know if it's a lifestyle or whatever, but it is a diet. And unfortunately, this diet is very in line with it. And even more unfortunately, my diet for the last 37 years of my life has been very anti-vegan. Very. Steaks, cheeseburgers, pizza, cheese, dairy, all that stuff. And right now, my system is very susceptible to any of it. I haven't even tried red meat since we started this. But
no milk and cookies?
Milk, guys. I got a full gallon of milk in there screaming my name that I'm afraid, terrified to touch. And, basically, the phase that we're at right now, we're waiting on the lab results to come back, and then the doctor will review it. So I'm hoping middle to maybe early part of next week, we can at least get those results. I now know what to look for on those results, and I do have a way to see them even before the doctor gives me his analysis. So I will review them. I've read medical papers and how they discovered this food allergy, and it's affecting well over 500,000 people this year alone. So I don't know, hopefully this helps some of you guys, but we have taken our tick situation very seriously, and that was the primary reason we've started with the turkeys and the guineas. But you live out on 20 acres with all these massive oak trees and woods everywhere. It's very, very hard to combat. We use the lotions, we use the sprays, we do tick checks on ourselves more often than I care to admit. And all the animals, we're drawing them off of them. We check Nala before she steps foot in that camper. So I can't say that it was negligence on our part, but we still get bit by ticks. Now, a lot of times those ticks have to be on you. I think it's 24 to 36 hours for you to fully extract it. And typically our ticks, if they do get us, they don't make it but an hour or so. You know when you got bit and you know what to do. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. It's in the very early phases, and again, we have no official diagnosis other than if I eat something that's on the list of things you shouldn't eat for an alpha-gal allergy food person, I get terrible, terrible fevers and a very acute headache that's just debilitating, and I'm out. And that's why I mentioned earlier, Shannon had to take care of the animals for a day, and she does a rock star job, but I hate that. We are a partnership, we do this together, and as we're learning and growing these animals, we like to do it at the same time, just so that I can be here for her and vice versa. And it's hard for me not to come out and see my animals, you know, but I couldn't even get myself out of bed to watch her through the window. That's how debilitating it is. Now, we know a fair amount of people that have that disease. And I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that have either had that
Different
specific,
variations.
yeah, or different flavors of tick-borne diseases. I know Jason went through this, I believe it was last year, with the Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and it knocked him down. Fortunately, with the Rocky Mountain and Lyme disease and some of the others, antibiotics, about a month's worth of treatment, can get you on the road to success and getting out of it. Unfortunately, there's not as much research and historical data. There's nothing like that for this food allergy. You basically just have to cut out, I don't know how to say it right, but mammalian or mammalian, mammal-based foods, red meats and everything, you got to cut it all out and make sure the fevers go away or whatever your reactions are. And the only way to test them is to bring them back into your diet and isolate it. So basically I wake up and have a glass of milk one morning, watch the clock, and then wait 3 to 8 hours and see if I have a fever. If I do, milk can't be on my list of things I can eat.
And milk's in everything.
Everything. And I like it that way. The same with cheese, man. Cheese cubes, oh, a brick of cheese, cheese. Love it. So I'm going to have to go through that, but we're not going to test those foods just yet until we get the results back from the lab. And of course, we'll share that with you guys. But I needed you to know that that's what's going on. That's why our last post was a day late. That's why, you know, I'm not making the progress that I need to or want to for the birds and everything. We're trying to get this straightened out, trying to change our lifestyle just like that, you know, and change comes so easy to everyone. Nah, not so much, but it'll be okay. So started this conversation regarding positivity, and that's what we're doing. We're doing it as best we can. I can't promise that I'm always successful at it, but guys, it could be worse. I don't know how yet. No, it could, and it's okay.
Well, right now it's a major diet change. It's not like, you know, it's anything life-threatening or anything like that. It's just that we have to make a big lifestyle change and change everything that we eat and what our normal practices are and cook more. And
yeah. Well, in my natural tendency, I've always been this way. I can go a long time without food. It's not good. Don't do it. I don't recommend it. But when your body thinks that eating is what's causing this problem, my body says, we're not hungry. We're good. So I am very low on sleep. I'm very low on food intake. I will say Shannon went to the store yesterday, 100% minded around getting things that I can eat, made a delicious dinner last night, and I easily had the most calories that I've had since the beginning of this. And I had dairy-free cheese. Not my favorite, it's a little dry, but it's better than not having cheese on my chicken fajitas, which were delicious. So bear with us, guys. We're trying to maintain a positive outlook through this. We're praying about it, trying to figure out, you know, what is the meaning behind it, and whatever it is, whatever the outcome is. Maybe this is just a short-term tick fever. I know those are a thing too, that will just blow by, or maybe I'm gonna have to take some antibiotics to get over it. I don't know. But we'll let you know. And if it happens to be the worst case scenario where, you know, my diet's got to change forever, I can't talk this one into not doing it with me. She's right there with me, and she's willing, and I can't thank her enough for it. But you know, what's the message here? Be smart about the ticks, as smart as you can. But living out in the country like this, sometimes the best you can do is all you can do, and
well, you just take a chance.
It's a bit of a chance. You know?
The point is, you just can't live your life being afraid of everything. And if you were, then A, you're not going to have a quality of life, but B, we would never get to experience all the great joys that we've had out here. So where a diet change may come into play, we still have a gorgeous view that we get to look at every day. And we have our own 20 acres and our own piece of land that we get to enjoy.
Yeah.
So
well,
even if we have to change our diet, we still get to experience all this.
That's right. So I am also doing some additional research for pet-friendly ways to spray and do more in the areas that we spend the most time in. As you know, I've begun mowing a lot more at the areas that Shannon and I are walking around, and the animals come out with us. So we're taking the precautions that we can, the best we can, but there is no magic end all to the ticks on your land. It's just not a thing. But hopefully 1,000 guineas and 100 turkeys will help with that. That being said, we don't know yet. But I just wanted you guys to be aware, something we're dealing with, and we really appreciate your support, and we will definitely keep you posted. And if any of you have experience with those types of diseases or whatever, you know, we're very open, trying to learn as much as we can. And of course, we're going to do as much as we can to eradicate the ticks from our land and keep living life the best way that we know how. So I appreciate it. I know this is a little different than normal. We don't typically have negative news for you, and I don't really have a positive way to spin it yet. But we just wanted to be open with you guys. You're on this journey with us, and that's a big one right there. It's been the hardest 5 days out here probably since we got out here, trying to figure out how to navigate it. But I have faith. It's all going to be okay, one way or another, and we're just going to keep trucking. We love and appreciate you guys so much, and those of you who send your prayers and your love and your concern, thank you so much. It's more meaningful and more motivational than I can even express, and that's in all things that we do out here. So thank you so much. Thank you for coming on this journey with us, and we'll keep you posted on these things. And as always, guys, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
There's a tick. Oh, you just tooted on me. You just done tooted. Silly boy.
I got all of it out of there.
You check anything else while I got him up here? How about this little belly right here? Goodness. Woohoo! You eat like your daddy do, don't you? Yeah, Mr. Bruce.